Hi again, Michael here of the Strategic Advisor Board and owner of Sipe Coaching and Consulting, where I help entrepreneurs find a greater sense of life satisfaction. All right, on today's episode of Empowered Leadership, we're going to be talking about how to develop your leadership style. All right, ask yourself real quickly, what kind of leadership style do you have? How do I lead my employees if you're a business owner? Or if you're a manager, how do you motivate your employees? Or maybe not. Your style really matters. And the way it matters is because we send signals. We send signals to the people around us, and that drives their sense of who we are and the presence we bring to the room or to the environment. Now, the signals that we provide in giving that presence typically fall into two categories or traits. One is power, and the other is attractiveness. So when I'm talking about power traits, there are the traits of maybe being confident or competent, having a certain strength of charisma and influence. Those are sort of the power traits in sort of a positive light. But then there can be some negative approaches to power. One can be arrogance, another can be abrasiveness, and another could be intimidation. And quite often, most people in senior management positions or business owners or CEOs, they don't even know if they are exhibiting some of these negative traits. But it is possible, especially if we can get some feedback from others. So when I'm talking about the attractiveness traits, here's some approaches that people tend to say about attractiveness. One is they're agreeable. They're approachable. They're likable. Now, these are great things because people might find you more personal that way. The challenge with that, though, is it might be perceived as a lack of confidence or submissiveness. So just because we're attractive doesn't always mean that we're actually a great leader. We want to bring a certain balance between power and attractiveness. So sometimes you might recall that people have moved up the corporate ladder because, well, they were very likable and they had a certain attractiveness, but yet they didn't have some technical skills or certain experience. And so it might have been kind of befuddling. Why did they move up so well? Well, they knew their environment, or maybe subconsciously they knew their environment, and they adapted and knew that they needed to be more attractive and less power. So when we are exhibiting some of these power things, sometimes if they are negative, we need to reflect on how we're doing that and how we can fix that. So I'll talk about 4 things we can do. One is if we interrupt and talk over others, make sure we know that we're doing this, and then teach yourself to wait until the person finishes what they're saying. Also, we may have an opinion about how things should go. Let's ask powerful questions when we talk to others so that we're not asking or telling them our opinion. We're getting some facts from them so that they can arrive at some conclusions. Another thing we can do is talk less about I and how I'm going to solve the problem and more about how we are going to solve the problem. And last is the empathy piece. One way of doing empathy is to restate what we heard, especially if somebody is frustrated. They said, hey, we had 4 sales goals we didn't meet our sales goals this quarter, and they're frustrated. Acknowledge that frustration. Say, yeah, makes sense. You'd be frustrated we didn't make those sales goals, because we're restating what they told us. And that helps soften and make us appear a little more approachable. All right. I hope you found these ways of developing a leadership style helpful, balancing between power and attractiveness, and bringing in the positive qualities of those. If you'd like to hear more about that, obviously pay attention to the channel here and subscribe to it. If you found the channel or this particular topic helpful, click the like button below. And as always, at the Strategic Advisor Board, we're welcome the opportunity to help you with your leadership traits and skills. All right, thanks for watching and have a great day.